him to get in the room. And I looked around listening to people's conversations, and I was like, that is not what we are doing today. We are moving slow. Okay. Good morning. How are we feeling today? Feeling good. Feeling good? We're a week away from Thanksgiving, out of it, and we are already in December, and that momentum, it's just got everybody moving around and doing all the things. So I thought, as theme for what everything is happening in the collective, we'll move a little bit slower. So I'll have you get started on your back. And once you come onto your back, if you want to take the blanket and fold it up, and then take it and just place it on the lower part of your belly. So it's not going to feel like much weight, but it's going to be a little bit of an activation to help ground as you come to your spine. And then just take a few moments to find a few wiggles, anything that you may need to allow yourself to settle into the now. Just start to notice your breath. Start to notice what begins to become alive as you find the ease of the support of the ground with your spine. Just simply start to notice what your body is experiencing. Notice how you feel on December 6th, 10:49 a.m. So to notice how you arrived at your mat. Welcoming in the sounds around you, sensations within the body. Just beginning to notice what's alive. I've already said my name, but again, my name is Kaylee. We're here for a gentle to beginner practice. We have a friend here, her name is Emily. She's a part of the yoga teacher training. She's here to simply observe. And while she observes, there's this greater notion of the observation without judgment. She's not here to see how you move, to see how flexible you are, what you're capable of. Instead, she's here to witness a greater vision of what becomes alive in yoga. And throughout her teacher training, she'll learn the concept of what a theme looks like. And the theme is the overall connection between the words and the movements within the practice. What's so beautiful about observation that she gets to have is that it doesn't just come from a teacher standpoint. It also comes within the student that you choose to be when you approach your mat. The willingness to observe without judgment, to become intentional with your breath, to allow yourself to simply be received for who you are in this moment in time. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly all the way like a balloon. And then as you're ready, you can release the exhale as you sigh it out from the mouth. Do that a few more times to allow yourself to ground in. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. One more time just to settle in. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. your next inhale, go ahead and take your ankles and flex the toes up towards the face. Pause. And then exhale as you push them gently down to the ground. 2 more times. Inhale up. And exhale to release the ankles, the feet. 1 more time. Inhale up. Feel the tension in the legs. And fully exhale. Inhale as you bring the toes up towards the face. Exhale as you slightly release them over to the right side, creating a little bit of a curvature for the ankles. Inhale brings them back to center. Exhale releases them over to the left. Do that 2 more times each side. Inhale to center. Exhale to release. Continue to follow the breath. Notice the subtle movements beginning to occur. And then inhale as you come back to center, flex the toes. Exhale as you release them back down to the ground, let them lay heavy, lay soft. Inhale as you start to take your arms, bring them all the way above the head, get nice and long. If you can, go ahead and interlace the hands even here. And imagine as though you start to pull the finger apart, feeling a little bit of a release here for the shoulders. Take 1 more inhale here. And exhale to soften the arms. Just go ahead and rest here. 1 more time. Inhale, push up. Get nice and long through the toes. Exhale to release the arms back down to the side. Inhale as you start to bring both knees up towards the chest. Go ahead and wrap your arms all the way around. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a moment to inhale to center and pause. And then exhale as you slowly lean over towards the right side. Pause. Inhale brings us back to center. Exhale releases over to the left. Pause. Inhale to center. Exhale to right. 1 more time. Inhale to center. And exhale to the left. Inhale as we come back to center. Go ahead and pull that right knee just a little bit closer to your heart as you release the left leg all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, pull up, open up the chest as you rotate the shoulders onto the back. Maybe take a few rotations of the ankle one way, a few the other. Again, inhale, pull that leg back towards the heart. Exhale as you release the leg now over to the left side of the body, coming into a form of supine twist. Check in with the hips as they lie over or underneath the waist here. Check in with the shoulders as you can rotate them open. It opens up the heart. It opens the throat even naturally. You can take the gaze to the opposite side if that feels good. Maybe even stretch those fingertips out a few more inches. Wherever you are, come back to your breath. The spine is a channel that holds so many different rivers within ourselves, the connection of who we are. So in a moment of a twist, you take the awareness of how the inhale can elongate the spine, create space, and then the exhale rotates us open just a little bit more. We soften the breath at the lowest part of the pelvic bone here. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring the knee back towards center. Go ahead and extend the leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Support the back of the knee with your 2 hands here. Rotate out the ankle one way and rotate the other. Inhale as you flex the toes. Exhale as you point. 1 more time, flex and point. Go ahead and release the leg all the way back down towards the mat. Pause. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring the left knee up towards the chest. Again, wrap the arms all the way around. Maybe rotate out the ankle one way and rotate out the other. Inhale as you pull the knee just a little bit closer towards your heart. Exhale as you release the knee over now to the right side of the body, shifting the hips underneath one another. You can even take that block and bring it on the side of the knee to help support. You can take your right hand and place it onto the left knee to push down just a little bit more. Again, wherever you are, feel the intentional connection of the spine. Start to observe how you can witness the sensation and take the awareness just a little bit further beyond the physical layer. Letting go of the senses without the need to change or alter, and simply being present. Take one more breath here, inhale through the nose, and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to shift the knee back towards center. Extend the leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Again, rotate the ankle one way and rotate the other. Inhale to flex, exhale to point. One more time. And then exhale as you release the leg all the way back down to the ground. Again, take a moment to pause. A lot of the times when we come to our mats, we instantly begin to want to move. Not just from the sensation of wanting to move through the day, but because the body has so much to say. So when we take the moment to pause, to reintegrate what just happened in that single moment, we can move forward through our practice and our life with a little bit more awareness. Remembering that the pause is where the integration begins. Take one more breath here, inhale through the nose, and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to pull both knees back up towards the chest. Wrap the arms all the way around. This time, start to take a few sways forward and back, giving yourself a gentle massage. And then as you start to come up towards the seat, allow yourself to rest in any seat that feels best for you. And even take your blocks and bring them underneath the knees, as we'll be here for just a few moments. You can take the blanket and shift it underneath the bum for a little bit of support here. A little bit more elevation for the hips to settle into the ground. And as you come to your seat, allow the shoulders to rest on towards the back as you lift them up and shift them back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, rotate onto the back. Notice how the heart opens. 1 more time. And then exhale to settle in. Maybe even soften your eyes. Close the eyes fully if that feels resonant. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Allow the mind to settle in. Take 1 more breath here, inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms all the way up. Exhale as you release the hands to the center of the heart. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale as you release, coming back to the intention of the heart. The reason of why you came here today. The person who you are is in the seed that lies beneath the heart. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms all the way up. Exhale as you start to twist over to the left side, so the right hand will meet the left wrist or left knee. Inhale as you rotate the shoulders, it brings up the spine, creates space for the hips. Exhale as you settle into the twist. Maybe even notice how you can soften at your throat. You can soften your breath. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you use the momentum of the breath to bring the arms all the way back up through center. Exhale as you release over to the other side. Again, rotate the back shoulder onto the hip. Elongate the spine through the inhale. And then the exhale allows you to settle into the twist a little bit more. Throughout this practice, we'll go through poses and asanas. But I invite you to become curious just a little bit more. Maybe even invite a little bit of a somatic twist or turn. Maybe rotate out the head. Take whatever it is that you need throughout the practice to allow you to come back to the rediscovery of who you are and what's within. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms back through center. Exhale as you open up through cactus pose and pause. Feel the stretch all the way through the collarbones, the openness of the throat, the gaze to the ceiling. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale the arms up. Interlace at the very top. This time as you exhale, release forward, creating a nice curvature for the backside of the spine here, backside of the heart. Let the head be heavy as the chin comes back down to the seat of the heart. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as we start to gravitate up. Exhale opens up the arms back into cactus pose and receive. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale the arms up. Interlace at the very top. Exhale as you start to curl forward. Really round out through the back. Create a nice arch that builds to the back here. And again, invite the subtle movements. You can curl up towards the left side. You can curl up towards the right. Whatever allows you to create a little bit more ease as you're here. Whatever invites the space of discovery into your practice. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you reach the arms all the way up. Exhale as you release the arms now down to the side. Create a little bit of a tent-like position for the fingers. Rotate the shoulders onto the back. Feel the openness and the stretch of the heart. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Another inhale elongates the spine. It opens the throat, elongates the crown to the top of the room. And then exhale as you subtly, gently release the chin back down towards the heart. Take a deep breath in here and fully exhale. Take one more breath. Notice how you can soften at the hips, soften at the shoulders, even within the ribs, the body softens. Inhale as you start to take your right ear over to the right shoulder and pause. For the elongation all the way down through the neck to the shoulder on the left side. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. And then release the chin all the way back down through center and pause. And then inhale as you bring the left ear to left shoulder and pause. Again, taking a moment for yourself to receive. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale as you release the chin back towards center. One more time each way. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Pause. Exhale as you release back through center. Inhale up for the left ear to left shoulder. Pause. Exhale releases you on down. Inhale as you start to take the right ear to right shoulder. Open up the throat towards the ceiling, taking a full rotation this way. And we'll do one more as you follow the breath. Inhale. And exhale all the way through. And pause at center. Inhale as you start to take the right ear or left ear to left shoulder. Open up the throat at the ceiling. Exhale releases you on down. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale all the way down. Inhale as you slowly raise the chin back up towards the ceiling. Pause. Exhale returns you back to neutral. If you have the blocks underneath your knees, you can move them off to the side. You can start to shift the weight forward as we're coming on towards our hands and knees. We release the ankles behind. We sit the hips all the way down into that crease. We're going into child's pose, so you can even take your blanket to support the knees if you desire. But again, before you fully release there, take the awareness of how the ankles open up space for the bum. We shift the hips and all the way back down towards the ground. We open up our heart towards what's in front of us, and then we exhale to crawl out the arms all the way out in front. And then we release the forehead on down towards the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and fully exhale. Just allowing yourself to settle into the space. So when I brought up the connection of the theme and what we talk about throughout yoga, it's a greater awareness of what happens within. And know I have the beautiful pleasure and honor to always sit and witness the practice. I remind you to also invite that curiosity. To rediscover why you show up to the mat. To get a sense of awareness of where your physical body truly is and what it may need most. The balance of being guided and taking the lead. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you crawl the fingers out just one more inch in front of you. And exhale out. Inhale now as you start to crawl the fingertips over towards the right side of the body, creating a little bit of a half-like moon shape for yourself. Inhale raises the heart up, it opens the throat. Exhale as you settle the left hand now onto the right. Start to notice the space from the left side of the spine, left side of the ribs. Notice the lungs and how you can fill the breath all the way. And on the exhale, you settle in just a little bit more to your spine, pelvic bone, the root of who you are. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to crawl the arms back through center. Pause. And exhale out. Inhale as you get a little bit longer in the arms. Start to crawl the hands over now towards the left side. Again, the inhale starts to raise open the chest. The exhale allows the head to be heavy, the hips to shift back, and for you to settle into the pose. Taking the awareness in the space in between. Maybe even try to feel every rib on the curvature of this angle. You feel your breath fill it up completely. You feel the mind washing away of the need to move. And the willingness to be still in who you are. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. 1 more breath here. Inhale as you start to travel the arms back towards center. Get nice and long. Exhale out your breath. Take a moment to look up, grab our blocks. We'll stay in a form of child's pose. You can use 1 block, you can use 2, whatever you desire. What we'll do is we'll take our arms and crawl them all the way out on them to the point of where the elbows come right above. We sit the hips back nice and heavy. We take our hands together, we start to bring them up into prayer. We crawl the elbows out just a little bit more, creating that nice deep stretch, awareness of the underneath of the armpits. But with the balance of the edge. And you can allow yourself to settle back in. The blocks may lift up a little bit, but that's okay. Allow the heads to come behind the head, the hands to come behind the head here. Take a deep breath in as you feel the spine elongate. And fully exhale as you sink in towards the shoulders a little bit more. When we come to the space of using prompts or guidance, we always wonder, am I doing this right? Does this look okay? Is this how I was instructed to get here? I invite you to let all of that go. To feel into your body. To trust the support that is beneath you. To trust the inner knowing that you know where to go. You know how to be supported. Because again, it's your practice. Take one more breath here. Inhale to the nose. And start to exhale as you release the hands down out in front of you. Slowly but surely, you re-arrive onto the blocks. You can shift the blocks off towards the sides, and then we'll come on to our hands and knees here. Creating a little bit of a cat-cow-like motion as we start to wave through here. So inhale as you release the belly up toward or down towards the floor. Take the gaze to the ceiling. Pause. Exhale as you start to release the chin, release the heart and the gaze down towards the thigh. Inhale as you open up the chest. And exhale as you curl on under. And you can start to become a little curious. You can even start to move in subtle circles as you follow the breath. You can weigh out the hips a little bit more. Just know that we'll be here for a little bit, so it can create less pressure on the wrist as you create the fluid movement of the spine. And however you find the journey, allow yourself to feel your breath. To feel the breath incorporated with the spine. Even creating awareness of the moments that desire a little bit more attention. A little bit more space. A little bit more of breath. Take 2 more rounds wherever you are, and then meet me back into a neutral tabletop position. Rotate the shoulders onto the back, it's nice and firm down through the ground. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to lift the right knee off the ground as well as the toes. Exhale as you release the foot off now towards the side of the mat. Take a deep breath in as you start to curl the toes under with the left foot. Shift the weight forward onto the wrist. Exhale as you start to sink back just a little bit here. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale allows you to sit back. We'll go one more time. Inhale forward. Exhale as you start to sit all the way back down. You can even take the block and bring it out in front of you. And just allow your arms to rest onto the block as you sit down a little bit more into the hip. Creating the central awareness of how when we press down through the outside of our right foot here and press nice and firm, it creates the leveling that softens at the knee, opens up underneath the hamstring and the lower leg here. And then the exhale breath allows us to settle in just a little bit more. And if it feels better for you, you can even come up onto the block and you can uncurl the toes. So that way you can sit down a little bit more. Again, this is your practice. This is your discovery. So allow yourself to notice what feels best. Allow the head to be heavy. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Again, the awareness of how when we press firmly down through that right foot, press the pinky toe down to the floor, outside of the ankle. Create that line that builds the strength through the leg. And the balance of the breath as we sit back into the hips on the exhale. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale through the nose, let the head be heavy. Fully exhale. 1 more time. And fully exhale. Inhale as you use the momentum of your breath to bring yourself up back towards your hands. You can keep the block there because we'll use it for the other side. Inhale as you start to lift that right leg off the ground. Exhale as you release it back underneath the hip. Take 1 round of cat-cow weight on the spine. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale as you curl all the way under. And then we'll go for the other side. So inhale as you start to lift the left knee, left ankle off the ground. Exhale as you release it off towards the side. Again, press nice and firm down through. So imagine you come up onto your pinky toes or your big toe, and then you release the pinky toe first, then the foot, and then the heel. So it creates a nice firm reach all the way through that leg. We inhale as we come forward. Exhale as we release back onto the hips. And we'll do that 2 more times with the rocking movement just to open up the hip a little bit. Exhale on back. 1 more time. Inhale forward. And exhale on back. You can release the arms all the way down onto the block now. You can uncurl the toes if that feels best. And even if you may need, you can grab your blanket to support the knee. Again, the willingness to rediscover how you can settle in. Because a lot of the times throughout our lives, we go through moments of knowing that this is where we are. And our mind starts to create a story that we're not comfortable, that we don't have the capacity to arrive to that moment. But if we notice how we can bring support in, how we can soften at the body, soften the mind, then everything begins to settle in just a little bit more. We start to feel the ease of the edge. We open our hearts to the willingness to arrive. We let go of the fluid thoughts that always arise within the brain and the mind. We sit back and become the internal witness. Take 2 more rounds of breath in through the nose and fully exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring the momentum forward, coming back towards the hands and knees. Inhale as you lift the left leg off towards the ground. Exhale as you bring it on under. We'll take 1 round of cat-cow here. So inhale as you open up the chest, open the throat. Exhale as you grow all the way down under. Inhale returns you back towards neutral. Pause and exhale out. Take your left hand, place it down in front of the face. Inhale as we reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. We elongate through the fingers. We open up through the collarbone. Take 1 more breath. Maybe rotate out the wrist one way and the other. And then exhale as you release all the way under for thread the needle. Releasing the cheek down towards the mat. Take your left arm, bring it all the way out in front of you. You can even curve it over towards the right side just a little bit for a little bit more stretch here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale. Remember the sense of rediscovery. Remembering that our movements and our practice do not always have to be rigid and firm. It can be soft. It can be fluid. A lot of the times when we come to our yoga practice, we create a sense of judgment with others. So they look so good. They're flexible. I can't do that pose the same way. But what's really beautiful about being able to observe the practice is that you start to see people connect to their breath. Connect beyond just the physical layer of who they are. And that effect ripples out beyond the mat. Take one more breath here. Inhale to the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale to use the momentum of the breath to pull the arm all the way back through, up towards the ceiling. Again, rotate out the wrist one way and rotate out the other. And exhale to release the hand back down to the mat. And then we'll switch sides. So inhale as we press the right hand firm. The left arm travels all the way up towards the ceiling. We rotate out the wrist here. We soften at the throat. Let the head settle, be heavy. Take one more inhale, extend up to the fingers. Exhale as you release on under, coming for thread the needle. Again, take the right arm now, bring it all the way out in front of you. You can even curve it over to the left side if you desire. Allow the right and left fingertips to be nice and long through the stretch. Return back to your breath. Turn back to the sensations of who you are. Come back home to the rediscovery of what lies within. Beneath all the layers, the stories, patterns, and habits. Notice what it feels like to let the mind go. To settle into stillness. To receive yourself. Because that's why we come here. That's why we choose to teach, to be a student. Because there's a willingness to learn, to rediscover the magic that lies beyond the word yoga. Because that attunement lies within. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale to the nose. Fully exhale. 1 more breath here. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to use the momentum of the breath to bring yourself back towards center. Open up to the ceiling. Rotate the wrist out one way and the other. Exhale to release the hand back towards the ground. 1 round of cat-cow here. Open up the chest. Exhale to come under. Start to take the hands, place them nice and firm. Curl the toes under, lift the knees to cover just a few inches. And then exhale to release yourself back in downward facing dog. And we won't be here for very long, so take whatever it is that you may need. And then as you are ready, take your hands, start to travel them towards the back side of the mat with your feet. As you take a generous bend, releasing yourself into forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Maybe you take your hands and grip opposite elbows. You could also take your hands and bring them on the back side of the ankles and interlace them. You could even take your hands and interlace them and place them on the back side of the head. All that I ask is if you go there, instead of pulling down from the neck, can you allow the weight of gravity to support the hands? So energetically you pull down rather than physically. Maybe weigh the jaw from side to side. Release out tension that occurs from the buildup of the practice. Maybe you take a big breath in and you fully exhale out. Let's actually do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Feel the openness of the chest. And exhale on out. Inhale as you start to bring your hands forward onto the shins. Bring the shoulders back all the way. Imagine as though you have pockets on the backside of your hips here. And you bring the right shoulder into the left pocket. Left shoulder into right pocket. See how it lifts up the heart? And then we open up the throat. We extend the crown all the way out in front of us for our halfway lift, creating strength. And then we exhale to release all the way back into forward fold. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, come up for halfway lift. Feel the strength and the centering of your core. Exhale releases you all the way down. Inhale as we reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale as we release the hands down to the heart. Take a moment to pause. Maybe you close the eyes. Taking a moment to stand in our personal truth. Noticing what it feels like to stand after being grounded for so long. Start to notice the tingles in the ankles, the shins, the knees, all the way up through the hips, and the heart, even the eyes. The sensation of being alive and being present. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms all the way up. Exhale as you release down through your forward fold. Inhale, come up for halfway lift. Bring the shoulders all the way back into the pockets. Exhale releases you down through forward fold. One more time. Inhale up, halfway lift. And exhale the forward fold. Take your blocks down. Take one block down in front of you. Bring it in between the 2 feet, but also just right in front of the gaze. Take your left hand, place it down firm on towards the block. Inhale as you start to lift up from the chest, and then the arm begins to follow all the way up. And notice how when you're here, you can rotate the shoulder onto the back. You can lift up through the heart, through the core of the spine here. Notice how even taking a generous bend at the knees helps support this space here. Because the goal is that we want the weight heavy in the hips, distributed evenly through the hips here. And then the arm raises all the way up towards the ceiling. And again, we soften at the throat. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you extend up through the fingers. Exhale as you release yourself back down towards the mat. Inhale up for halfway lift. And exhale the forward fold. One more time. Inhale up. Find the fluid movement of the breath as you exhale and release back down. And then we'll go for the other side. So now the right hand goes down to the block. We press up through the heart. We take a gentle bend at the knees here, releasing the weight back through the hips. We inhale as we open the hand up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, soften at the throat. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Notice how it lifts up the heart. And exhale out. One more time. Inhale, really stretch up through the fingertips. Get nice and long. And then exhale as you release the hand all the way back down towards the block. Inhale, come up for a halfway lift. And exhale the forward fold. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale the forward fold. We'll hang out here for about 2 to 3 breaths, just allowing the spine to be weighed down with gravity. Because the balance of opening up the heart also comes from the willingness to go within, to let the head be heavy, to let the gaze of the eyes receive your heart. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you release your hands back down towards the ground. You can start to crawl the fingertips out in front of you, coming up into a plank position, and then you're going to lower all the way down towards the mat. Point the toes back behind you. Take your hands, place them firm down through the ground. Rotate the shoulders onto the back, but rather than lifting through the wrist and through the press of the hands, can you imagine as though I pull from a string and I pull the heart forward? So there's really not a lot of pressure here on the wrist. We pull the shoulders in towards one another. We open up the throat, and then exhale releases you all the way back down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, rotate the shoulders, lift up, open with the integrity of the heart. Pull the elbows in towards one another. And exhale to release down the front. And then you can take your forearms, bring them all the way out, or not all the way, parallel out in front of you. Rotate the shoulders onto the back. Even here again, notice how it lifts up the heart. So allow your shoulders to sink down just for one time. And then push down firm through the elbows. Notice how it lifts open the heart here. For Sphinx pose. You can allow your hands to lie down towards the mat. You can keep your eyes open. You can also close them if that feels good for you. Just notice how you can soften the lower part of your spine. Notice how you can send the breath to the hips. Notice the pull of the inhale as it elongates to the center of the core. It opens up through the heart. And the exhale softens on the back side of the body, to the hips, the calves, and all the way down to the toes. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. And then you can release the arms all the way out towards the sides, creating a little bit of a T-like position as you rest one cheek down towards the mat. Allowing yourself to settle in with gravity. Noticing the spaces again where you may choose to soften. Noticing how you can let go of the weight and the need to hold on from the ankles, calves, the knees, through the hips, the back side of the spine, the shoulders, all the way out through the ears and the crown of the head. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. One more time here. And then inhale as you start to pull your chin back towards center. Exhale as you release the other cheek back down to the mat. Again, taking whatever it is that you may need for yourself. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale to the nose. Fully exhale. And one more time. And then inhale as you start to bring your chin back towards center. You can take your arms, pull them in, create a little bit of like a pillow like shape for your head here. And then we'll bend at the knees. So you bring the ankles up towards the bum. Pause. Exhale as you release over towards your right side. Pause. Inhale as you come up back through center. Exhale as you release over to the left side. And pause. Do it 2 more times each way. You can even let the feet and the ankles be a little dramatized with the drop here. One more time. And then you can release the knees back down towards the ground. You can take your hands, push up just a little bit. Take either arm, bring it all the way across, and then you're just going to gently roll over onto your back. Then as you start to come to your back, take your feet as you bring them down towards the mat here. Walk them out just maybe an inch or so. Let the knees lock in towards one another for constructive rest pose. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. One more breath here. Inhale to the nose and fully exhale. And start to crawl your toes, heel toe them back towards one another. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, and then allow your knees to lie as wide as the mat for Supta Baddha Konasana. Again, you can take your blocks to support the knees through the lift. If you're looking for a little bit more of a hip opener, you can take your hands, create a little bit of an L for yourself. Press down through the tops of the thighs, just creating a little bit more space through the hips here. Yeah, it's like imagine you go through the top of the hips here, and then you slowly push down through until you get to the crease of the pelvic bone. It's very subtle. It's there. Allow the head to be heavy. Maybe you take a moment to swallow the throat. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. And one more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. If the space is feeling cozy for you, you can stay here for the rest of the class. If there's anything else that your body desires, any shapes, movements, or gestures, or even a layer, please allow yourself to take that now. See, the beautiful thing about yoga, whether you teach, whether you practice, or whether you observe, it's the willingness to know that everybody, every body, every mind, every spirit, every heart is different. And we may never learn the people around us fully. But if we can learn ourselves, we can learn what we need, how to support, how to carry on and create a certain amount of drive to continue to find our edges. So the greatest teaching, it's not just about the strength, the postures, or asana practice. It's about holding the space for ourselves to rediscover, to unlearn and relearn who we are, starting with the mind, entering into the physical body, finding contentment with our hearts, maybe even going a little bit further than what lies beyond the physical anatomy, but holding truth, trust, and what lies within the spiritual anatomy of ourselves. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. One more breath. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Final space, surrendering of Shavasana. Allow yourself to start coming back to the physical body. Noticing the breath grows larger, subtle movements begin to occur in the toes, the finger, maybe you wiggle the mouth and jaw from side to side. Maybe even releasing the tension of the neck as you go to side. Just allowing yourself space and time to come back, knowing that there's no rush. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale. As you're ready, you can Take your arms, bring them all the way above the head. Inhale, stretch out through the fingers, the toes, just like we did at the beginning of class. We notice the subtle difference in the mind here. Take one more breath, inhale through the nose, and fully exhale. And then again, as you're ready, you can roll yourself over into the fetal position, however it takes you to get there. It's your journey. Coming into the space of being reborn. The first yoga pose we did without even knowing we were there. Take one more breath here, inhale to the nose, and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to use the momentum of your breath to push yourself all the way back into a seat. Again, knowing there is no rush. However you choose to arrive there, it's your journey. Once you arrive, take a moment to rotate the shoulders to the back, open up the heart, open the chest. Any little minor movements that you may need to settle into the seat. Take your hands, place them firmly onto the knees. Taking a moment of gratitude for not only the practice of yoga, but also the observation, the willingness to learn, to rediscover the greater journey within us. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you gently release the hands down through the forehead with the intention of connective thoughts. And all the way down to the lips, the intention of peaceful words. Down in through the throat, down to the seat of the heart, with the intention of compassionate action. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Know that it's nothing shy of ever an honor to be able to practice, observe, and witness you through your practice. Thank you so much for allowing me to join today as I guide and be here with Karma Yoga Center. Know that the light in me honors and recognizes the light within each of you as I bow to you in your practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning, for being here. Be sure to drink plenty of water and move slower with the body. It actually dehydrates us faster. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon as well as your weekend. Hope you have a nourishing lunch. It's the time of the year where we get to put lotion all over our hands, so maybe we put a little extra, give ourselves some love. Thank you again so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.